Hi, my name is Francesca Busca and I am an eco-artivist, a rubbish artist as I like to call myself, and a waste mosaicist. I only make artworks entirely out of waste. I am passionate about life and about using art as a way to make people connect and empathize with all of its forms. I believe we need to rethink our society systemically, and that art should be both the object and the subject of this requantification, where nature and our impact on it should be the base of all valuations. Today, we see aluminium caps as treasure and turn them into layered mosaics that speak of transformation. Do you want to see how? If you are using cans, I would recommend to prepare a palette of different shapes first. Once you've identified the shape you want to use, create as many of them as you think you will need. Depending on the material you decide to use, you will need different items, which could be scissors for cutting, pliers for bending or flattening the edges, and protective gloves, because aluminium edges can be sharp. Now, aluminium is one of the few infinitely recyclable materials, so cans can be recycled endlessly without losing quality, and most recycling systems handle them well. This is why I decided to move to screw caps instead. They're often too small for recycling machinery to process, so despite being made of perfectly recyclable aluminium, they go to landfill. Hopefully recycling technology will catch up soon, but until then, I'm giving them a second life as the queens of my treasure. This is the Flow of Life, and it's a permanent installation of 9.5 meters made 100% with waste, which required about 8,000 screw caps and just as many ring pulls, some of which were indeed collected by the students, parents and staff of the school where it is installed, namely the Ada Lovelace Church of England Secondary School, which is open to all faiths. The flow of life is a depiction of what all faiths have in common, both the belief that life doesn't end with death but merely flows into a different stage, and the present moment itself, where we are all indeed sharing the miracle of life. Finally, it is a celebration of all our diversities, which, just like hues and shades, once together create the rich canvas of life. As we look at the finished piece, we might find it very simple and straightforward to do. But alas, as we're using tiles all of the same size, working in any fundamental which is not straight presents clear practical challenges. Ring pulls are particularly useful for this, as they fill the gap between the caps with a brilliant range of widths, as they can be inserted diagonally, adding a vibrant accent, just like a shadow smalty would do in traditional mosaic. Sort out the materials first by color so that you know exactly how much of each one of them you have, so that you are aware of which one you can use as your main hue and which one to use sparingly instead. To make the tiles, squeeze the edges of each screw cap before inserting it. This is extremely important because 1. It slots in better. 2. It steadies itself by resting on the adjacent tiles. And 3. It leaves as much room as possible for the ring pulls to be inserted and tilted diagonally as much as needed. If you'd like to see more, follow me at Francesca_Busca, or even better, why not subscribe to my very brief and very rare newsletter at the bottom of each page on my website, www.francescabusca.art. And why not share your own creations with me and Haus-A-Rest? Any question, get in touch, and I would love to help as much as I can. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye.